So that's why his name is that, because that's what our life led us to be at, and obviously the map that our life map found us back together here with us. This was where the treasure was, and I do feel like that. I do feel like there's treasure here because we have a chance of living for our last name. You know what I mean? And making history here, and that's fire to me. You know what I mean?
Babe, that was sweet.
Welcome back for the first time, guys. My name is Kevin.
My name is Elaney.
And this is the Full Disclosure Podcast with the Arguello brand. You can follow us and you can watch us on YouTube at the Arguello brand. You can follow me on Instagram at I_need clout_ and you can follow my wife at
the Mrs. Arguello
on Instagram. Man, I know it's been a little while since being. How you doing though?
I'm great.
How's your journey? How's your 75 cents journey?
75 hard.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Would you say cents? You're funny, babe. 75 hard is going. It's going. You have your good days. You have your bad days.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I commend you for still pulling through with that.
But we do want to say thank you. This podcast is about the good, the bad. Really, it's about all the things that couples go through and they really don't talk about. This is really where we share our up and downs. You're gonna hear a lot of deep stuff in here. You're gonna hear a lot of Kevin's side, my side, and how that binds together, how different we are, how we work together, how we make it work.
So can I ask, on behalf of CEO of the Arguello brand LLC, like, who in the world decides to drop 2 podcasts about cheating on each other and put our vulnerability, put our emotions, and become vulnerable and become tender and look silly on the internet and just disappears?
Ooh, that's a hard one. All right, yeah, that was a little dumb.
So is it safe to say that we recognize that was dumb as shit?
It was 2 podcasts about deep stuff, and boom, we are. And then we just disappear. It's like, yo, are these people together? Are they not? Did they break up because of the podcast? Like, that's juicy stuff. Like, if I looked at it, if I looked at it, I'm like, damn, they must have broke up. It was too deep. Smooth. Feelings came out.
But we didn't even push it like that. I don't even know how to market. Like, how do you even spell that?
I don't know.
We're still learning, but
we still here.
Yeah. I guess turn that that dumbass negativity into like a positive. We just celebrated like 11 years of marriage.
Yes.
In April.
April 23rd. We've been married for 11 whole years.
Yeah. So I guess our anniversary gift was to become vulnerable and let off all our emotions. I guess that's how we do it out here on our Arguello brand. So definitely. So it was 11 years. We celebrated and all that. It was a crazy roller coaster. But safe to say that we're not going anywhere as far as like a family and the infrastructure that we're building here, and on this platform that because America, we're here. You know what I mean? So we're definitely gonna try to do this a little bit more better. If you guys can see, we legit have like a script. That shit is fire. Anyways, so now that we're here, let's just stay on brand. Let's talk about these kids, man. Let's get these kids out the way. So we spoke about Elias. Just listen to me now. I'm real layman. You feel me? So Elias is with an E because my wife, her name is Elaney. Then we have Karma, because all of our kids, I named all my kids, and they all have significant meaning in our lives or during our life. Every kid has a moment in our life that. So Karma is self-explanatory. We were going through mad shit. That's why that's her name.
Definitely listen to the podcast about Karma.
Yeah, I on YouTube at the Arguello brand. Arguello spelled Arguello. And brand, please know how to spell brand. So yeah, it's all significant. So Elias is the only one. It's just a fire name. I spoke about it on one of the episodes on the Full Disclosure Podcast.
On our first episode, the only kid we wanted.
So his name is E, just like my wife's is E, 5 letters. All my kids have 5 letters in their names, And you know, it's Karma. It's Quest, Kwest. I know it's fire. Thank you. And then Nova, which we're gonna sneak in our fourth child that we had out here in Texas, which is retarded of us, but we definitely had another kid out here. Nova, it's Knova, and if you really look at it, it's the KKK. My wife is so pro-black. It's actually the irony of that. It's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So let's talk about it. So his name, you know, I'm gonna give you his full name, just like Karma's full name is Anelli Karma. Cause I'm a sucker, you know, I hyphenated my last name for her, and I let her convince me of letting her put.
I thought it was a decision we made together.
I think when I was younger,
because you love me so much. Not at all, huh? Okay, let's move on now.
Yeah, please. So I guess you know I guess she was looking out for the future because she didn't know that, you know, she was trying to apply my kids to the rat race, but that's not really our style. I know we're entrepreneurs by heart and spirit, and you know I guess she was just trying to say that she didn't want my kid to be with a ghetto name like Karma and have a tattoo in the middle of her face and go apply to corporate 500 job.
Kind of. I mean, when you know, karma has a negative connotation to it. So when we decided to name her Karma, I said, you know, I want to give her a fair shot at life. I want to give her a fair shot at life, and I gave her a little bit more of a formal name. So I went with Karma. But now I do realize that that's dumb. Because my daughter does not have to fit into anybody's box.
But I don't even think my daughter knows her name is Anelli. She knows her name is Karma, so like I'm just saying. But anyways, so
basically Anelli, we don't use it.
Yeah. But nevertheless, you know that we were going through a really, really tough time in our relationship, and then we ended up having a kid out of nowhere, and you know, I think it was God. You know, it was written, right? So, Karma. So my son's name, Quest's full name, Kwst. His middle name is Harmony. At that time in our life, you know, after Karma, like I didn't want us to have kids. I didn't want anybody else to have kids. You know, that's how bad it was. But, you know, on the contrary, however you have kids in this world, I don't know how, like, homosexuals have kids. But, you know, however that process, we were doing a lot of it. Or we wasn't.
Or that action, whatever that action is.
Or that, yeah, because basically, this is a cry for help or any sexual enhancement pill. The reason why we have so many kids is because I need a sexual enhancement pill. If I had one, I would only have one child. So please, if you get my gist, please help. I need help. So anyways, we were struggling with our marriage. Of course, you know, we were separated. We were getting back together. We were very inconsistent on both our parts. I'll take full responsibility now in hindsight. Of course, you know, I was probably definitely inconsistent. I was definitely you know, chasing more of endorphins and serotonin than you know, my future and stuff. You know what I mean? I didn't really care for it as much.
Wow, I could respect that.
You know, I was just, you know, living in the moment. You know what I mean? And you know, unfortunately, the way I grew up, I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw it back there. You know, the way I grew up, it was just, you know, who could fuck the most bitches and who can have, you know, the most bodies and you know, I didn't grow up trying to be the most gangsterish. You know, I just it was that, you know, and then so that's all kind of it was, and I was lost in that, for a little bit until, you know, I had Karma. You know, for it's exactly what it was. So you know, those are my timelines actually, and that's me growing up. So, you know, now, you know, my son's name, his name is Quest Harmony. So Quest, because he's searching, he's on a journey, and he's looking for like the perfect tune of happiness, or the perfect tune of whatever you decide happiness. But we're not really talking about you; it's us. You know what I mean? So it's like what we decide is happiness. But so yeah, so that's why his name is that, because that's what, you know, our life led us to be at, and obviously the map that our life map, you found us back together here with us. This was where the treasure was. And I do feel like that. I do feel like, there's treasure here because, we have a chance of living for our last name. You know what I mean? And making history here, and that's fire to me. You know what I mean?
Babe, that was sweet.
For real. So definitely. So adding another kid definitely wasn't really what we needed, but of course, because I don't have no sexual enhancement pills, we ended up having another fucking kid. So again, please, any sexual enhancement pill, fake ones too, bro. I need help, please.
If you go to podcast 1, you would know that Elias is the only kid we did want, and now we got 4. The irony,
man. Anyway, so what was the status of of our marriage or relationship or rapport or where were we? I really go back to you because my memory is a little bit all over the place, and welcome to the Full Disclosure Podcast where we lie, we tell the truth, and we definitely exaggerate. So just tune in. So what was the status of the relationship and marriage? I like to go back to you because you kind of put it together, and you make me rethink and you get me back to it, and then you tell me, you kind of pull me on my shit if I'm lying or not. I'm trying to justify my youth and shit. You know what I mean? Now, so what was it? Where were we? Like, were we on talking? Well, obviously.
Well, with Quest, we were actually trying to make it work. We had been together for a few months. You had moved back home. Finally, it was one of the best times of my life when you moved back home.
Wait, did I bring back my Xbox?
You brought back your.
That's when you know.
If you don't know what that is, tune back to one of the episodes. You're gonna have to listen to all of them to figure out which episode we are and what that Xbox coming home means.
Yeah, I thought Brand on YouTube. Please tune in.
So yeah, you brought back the Xbox. You came back home. You came back home for the kids, but of course, because we were living together, we had to make it work. It wasn't perfect. There was still a lot of work to get done. There was still a lot of stuff that needed to get done, and there's still a lot of people that needed to be removed from life. But you were home, and really, that's what mattered at that point. We went on vacation. We were kind of like, we were trying. We were going on dates every single week. We were going on dates every Monday, because that was your day off. So, but it was kind of like, I think on the surface it was good, but deep down there were still a lot of demons we were battling. There was a lot of internal battles that we were going through. But on the surface we were doing alright. Ultimately we were married. Ultimately we had kids together. Ultimately we were living in the same house. It doesn't mean it was picture perfect, but it was a start to what we thought was, the
perfect tune of happiness.
Yes, that's what we thought. Yes.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, like if you think of all our kids, minus Elias, like those are the titles of our life where we were at the moments in our lives. You know what I mean? And that definitely carries on. So obviously, what you're saying is, we were basically
searching,
on the quest for harmony.
Yeah, we were searching, yeah. Yep, that's a good one. I like that.
So like let's talk about like how did we view the pregnancy? Like, how did I view the pregnancy? I mean, seriously, man, I did not want this kid, man. Like, I couldn't. I'm not trying to be like anti-abortion or I'm pro-choice, you know what I mean? But like, I just didn't.
So basically, Kevin wanted me to have an abortion.
No, for sure. Like, the reason being, like, let me defend myself, damn it. Welcome to the Full Disclosure Podcast. You feel me? Like I didn't think we were financially secure just yet, and I don't know exactly where my brain was. Like, at that time, we were struggling there, and now we wanted to bring somebody else and struggle with us. I didn't really respect that shit.
So, just to give a little background, I wasn't working. You were working at the school, maybe? I think you were working at the school.
Oh, so I didn't get Worcester.
When we found out I was pregnant, no. We were not at Worcester. So I was not working. We were living at my mom's house. My mom was kind of just taking care of everything, bill-wise.
Yeah, like I just we were uncomfortable, man. We were uncomfortable situation, but you know, I find comfort anywhere, and I'm just the type of person that I realize that I was a king in hell, bro. You feel me? I was a king in hell, but like I was in hell, and I thought better of myself. You feel me? Like I deserve.
That's really powerful.
I deserve more because, like, you know, I'm king. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you know, I just kind of like.
Did you feel like having a baby was gonna stop you or slow you down?
No, I mean, I thought it was definitely gonna mess me up. Like I thought like it was gonna like kind of constrict me and bind me and like, or I just think about, you know, like money and like I'm selfish. You know what I mean? So because I'm selfish, like this nigga gonna come now. Like, you know what I mean? Not you know what I mean? Like it just. It wasn't working out where I was the POV that I had at that particular moment. You feel me? It just didn't align, and I was so like, because you're so like, no, just, we're not having an abortion. I'm just like, now I'm like emotional because I'm mad emotional. I'm the most emotional person you can meet. You feel me? Like I should have had like a clitoris instead, but I don't. So like, what can I do? Like this is what it is. So because my emotions get the best of me, I tend to like act on my emotions sometimes. So, you know, it didn't really go well with me, and I didn't want anything to do with the search for happiness. You know what I mean? For a little while, man. It took me till Texas, or am I bugging?
Yeah, till Texas.
Yeah, man. It was a little bit like I was just really absent. I don't think it was just from him personally, was it? It was just like from you.
I think definitely for me. I think it was a lot about what we were going through, what you were trying to kind of separate yourself from, where we were physically, where we were relationship wise. For me, finding out I was pregnant was a really big deal. I knew I was pregnant, but it didn't become official until one day I went to the hospital and they did a pregnancy test. And I come home. Well, I'm on the phone with Kevin, and he's like, "Well, are you pregnant?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So, you know, we're kind of like, I had the same reaction. I wasn't expecting a kid. I didn't want another baby. For all the baby mamas out there, for all the scorned women out there, I wasn't trying to have a baby to get Kevin back. That's not my way of doing things.
I mean, I kind of beg to differ, man. Like, I don't like. All right, so we know with karma, you definitely did do that, right? So whatever you just said.
I mean, for karma,
whatever you just said right now is null and void. Honestly.
No, for karma, I think for karma it was a selfish thing where I wanted to make sure I had a girl with you, so I could have a girl with you because that was your dream. So really, it wasn't selfish. I was trying to do it for you.
I mean, like.
You like how I did that?
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna get inside the pearly gates like that. You feel me? But you know, rock on, queen. Like, you feel me? But like, my reaction is like, I was befuddled. I was every pronoun that means negative or every adjective that means negative. Yeah. Which one?
Every adjective.
Every adjective that means, like, you know, sad, bro. I was messed up, bro. I was messed up. And to add insult to injury, you know, she was like, no. Like, basically, you know, it wasn't even like, but like.
So let's talk about that a little bit, right? So what does that mean? She was like, no.
So you were just.
Well, they don't know, right? They don't know what it was. So when I was on my way from the hospital, Kevin was like, yo, don't come home with that baby. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yo, don't come home till you have decided what you're going to do. And I'm like, well, like, you know, what does that mean? And I knew what that meant, right? He was like, yo, I don't want to have it. You need to have an abortion. We need to move on in life. You know, we were still living together. I'm still standing for my marriage. And
so what do you mean by that? Because every time, like, you said that to me. And like,
I think for Kevin, he doesn't understand what that is, and I don't know.
Is that maybe like a book, or is that like a saying, or is that like
no? So I don't think. Okay, so one, I don't know if he understands, and two, I don't think he is meant for him to understand. Right? Standing for my marriage was a time where Kevin was in an affair, and I believed that my marriage was going to work. So I was basically doing things one way, or like I was working on myself, right? And I was kind of trying to get him back. Not in a like a voodoo type of way, but a way like, yo, Kevin, this is like, I've changed, I'm a better person. We can work together to make our marriage work. We can communicate better. I'm not going to be the bitch I always was. I'm not going to cause the problems I always caused. So that entailed a lot of me changing who I was and changing my ways and having him see it. Like, he had to see, like, okay, this ain't the same Eleni that I don't want to be with. So that's what standing for my marriage was. For Kevin, I don't think he really understands that, because he needs tangible, concrete things, right? And it wasn't tangible and concrete. It was literally like an inside work.
First and foremost, you never even explained it like that. You just basically made it seem like I'm standing for my marriage is self-explanatory. And what the reason why I feel like, so I guess I'm really competitive. I don't know. I played basketball for like a good period of my life.
It's not a guess. It's a definite. He's
I'm just really competitive at everything that I do, right? So, so when she says she's standing for some marriage, she was standing for the marriage. There was a lot of like passion and conviction. Like I believed it, but I didn't see it. Like I didn't know how are you standing for marriage? And I was like, let me show you how to stand for your marriage. You know what I mean? Because I'm the type of person, I don't believe in I'm sorry. Like, it's changed behavior. Show me. You know what I mean? I'm sorry is just so, like, everybody says that. You know what I mean? Show me it. So I'm like, I'm tired of being a king in hell. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what I mean? Let me go be a king in heaven. You know what I mean? I think better of myself anyways. I'm too damn vain to not. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. So I'm like, bet. Like, I'm gonna leave everything behind. This is me standing for my marriage. Full disclosure, goddammit. This is exactly what it is, right? It's like, I'm gonna leave everything. Fuck everything that's in my life. Everything that's working, everything that's not working, everything that's potential, like playing spades, my possibles, everything. I just leave everything there. Cash the fuck in. You feel me? I had a warranty on the street, so I got the shit refunded right back. And then I invested into my family, and that's why we're here in Texas right now. That's standing for my marriage, and that's not like bringing anything from New York over here. That's definitely not allowed, obviously, right? And thus far I've done, and it feels you feel more accomplished, you feel more fulfilled, and it's a better ride like this. You know what I mean? It's not. This is full disclosure, I don't talk about my highlights. I talk about my lowlights. Like, there's a lot of times where I feel like shit, where I don't want to do this. And I go through that probably, it's pretty active in my head. If you look at my timeline and my feed and my algorithm in my head, I think about that a lot, because a lot of the things that I want haven't happened yet. You know what I mean? And, honestly, to be honest, we have all these kids and we're raising them, full disclosure. We're raising them all together. It's like, I think that I can blame you a lot, and I do blame you a lot in my head when I'm driving by myself. But we're suffering, and we're not where we want to, because we're trying to fix the mistakes that we did back then.
Wow, that's powerful.
You feel me? So all the mistakes that we, it might have been with the kids. Like, we might have let the kids homeschool in the beginning of their career. You know what I mean, or their school. Or it could have been like, telling the kids not to say this, like introducing line, it's just a lot that kind of molded them to
where they are now.
You know what I mean? And that kind of, we're playing catch up the whole time.
Yeah, but that I now that you say that, that's a powerful statement, that we're suffering now because we're trying to mend our mistakes from the past. Which it doesn't mean that we're not going to mend them and then move on and be successful and great as we want to be, but it kind of puts it into perspective where we are now. And, it's not the end. We're not here because we suck. We're here because we've made mistakes and we're fixing them. So I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I have a question, right? So, like I said, Kevin gave me a threat, an ultimatum, whatever it was. He said, yo, if you don't have an abortion, I'm leaving you.
Hold on, let me give you some full disclosure backstory. Again, like my Instagram and shit, that's why there's not a lot on my Instagram, because I don't have highlights. I only put out low lights, because this is a full disclosure podcast, full disclosure lifestyle you live in here, goddammit. So the reason why I gave her a threat and an ultimatum, right? Because back when we had Karma, right? Or sometime in between, correct me if I'm wrong, but the gist of it is I lost this job, right? That, you know, this job had given us, you know, really.
What job?
It was Worcester. This job had given us
you
some
didn't
type
lose
of.
Worcester yet.
So I'm skipping ahead. So I gotta relax.
There's no Worcester yet.
So I gotta relax. All right. So
First is a threat.
So, well, all right.
Right? Wait.
So, I don't know, but the reason why there was a threat
first
and the
is a
ultimatum
threat.
is because you gave me a threat and an ultimatum too.
What was the threat and ultimatum?
You basically, I don't even think you gave me a threat. You just said get the fuck, like you kicked me out.
No, babe, that hadn't happened yet.
So there's a reason why. There's a science behind that. Basically, what I'm trying to say, everything that she did to me, right? Everything that she did to me, I did back to her.
When I got pregnant, you were not at Worcester yet. We had just came back from Cayman. You were not at Worcester yet. You actually, you didn't even have a job. Now that I think about it.
So, okay, so the threat and the breakup, go ahead.
So the threat and the breakup, right? So Kevin said, yo, we was on the phone. He's like, yo, you need to have an abortion, basically. And I'm like, not happening. So I get home. He's at the house with the other kids, and I get home. He goes, all right, so what did you decide? And I mean, I think it was verbatim. I was like, yo, I really love you. I really want to be with you, but I'm not having an abortion. And the reason why.
Do you even hear that? Like,
so let me tell you, right?
This system, I don't know what you just said was kind of fucked up, right? Was I love you and I really want to be with you, but I don't want to have an abortion. When your counterpart wants to have an abortion and tells you why, and it's not being selfish, you know. It's like literally like we're already struggling. You want to bring another person to struggle? That's fucked up. But that's neither here nor there. That's like a domestic violence victim. And what's the person who beats them up? Like the perpetrator? The abuser and the victim, right? The abuser is going to go to jail, whatever. He's going to spend like, a week, whatever he's going to do. And he's going to come out, he has to go through a program. Only the abuser got to go to the program. The victim, their wife, the baby mother, that person is just chilling out there like nothing happened. I think that's messed up. I think both the abuser and the victim need to go to therapy, whether they do it together, whether they do it alone, separate, on Zoom, wherever the fuck you guys do it at. It needs to happen because it's like you're tearing families apart. Because now, you know, obviously the victim is upset, doesn't trust the abuser, and the abuser is upset, doesn't want anything to do with them. But,
I
know,
think
fuck
you're
that. It's about the kids,
right, though.
bro.
I think you're absolutely right. But for the criminal system, they don't see it like that. But you're right, though. That's exactly what it is. Like, they only focus on one side when it's really both. It's like kids who go to therapy. You know, kids go to therapy to fix themselves, but really it's the parents who have done things to put their kids into therapy. Right. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So what, like I threatened you, and then like I broke up with you, like respect to me. What happened?
You said, you know, if you don't have an abortion, I'm leaving you. I'm gonna break up with you, and I said it. And I just want to say, right, I don't know how Kevin is going to feel about this, but at this point in my life, I had been standing for my marriage. I had been believing I had been believing for my marriage so much, but I couldn't see, like at this point, I already understood, like having a baby is killing somebody. I couldn't see myself killing a baby. I just couldn't. I believed in my heart that God was going to push through, and he did, because we're here. I believe that God was going to push through, that this baby was here for a reason, that, you know, whatever struggles we were having or we were going to go through, we were going to rise above them, right? I couldn't have a baby because of the situation. Like, I couldn't not have a baby because of the situation we were in. And it may be dumb because neither of us were working. It was probably dumb because of the status of our relationship. It was dumb because we already had 2 kids, and here we are adding another one. And, you know, like, it's all these things that go into it. But I really couldn't see myself having an abortion. Like, that was crazy to me to have that.
You're telling me that you wouldn't have had, like, because What if you would have got pregnant by somebody else? You wouldn't have had an abortion?
That's why I said at this point in my life, right? At this point in my life, I was believing for us regardless of what was happening. I'm not talking about another stage in my life. I'm not talking about if I was this or that. I'm talking about when I got pregnant with Quest. About is
like you not having an abortion, right? And then like, what if I would have got some other girl pregnant and they would have said that they would have done that same stance?
Babe, I don't know. But this is about me and my reaction to getting pregnant. Like, you're asking me, and I get it. Like, yeah, those are great points, but I can't tell you for somebody else. If you did or you didn't, whatever happened. Again,
so it's okay then if I got somebody else pregnant?
No, it's not okay. Oh. Because we're married and we're here. Why would you get somebody else pregnant?
Well, this is the Full Disclosure Podcast. I do have something to tell you.
What, Kevin?
I want to get you a ring for your fucking... So, I think you need to go on the website and look for that ring. And your budget is... I don't know, like $300?
Okay.
That's a lot.
Oh my God, I love my husband.
Yeah.
That's what you had to tell me?
Full disclosure. Anyways, so what happened? So I broke up with you? How did I break up with you?
Okay, so just a little backstory if we do keep this on there. We haven't wore wedding bands in 5-6 years.
Wait, I just said you're getting one. I don't need one.
Why, babe? Am I not married to you?
But it's $300. You only have $300. I don't even know what I'm doing. You're looking for it.
I'll buy one for $250. I'll buy yours for $50. You're gonna wear it, right, on your finger?
Yeah.
We gotta get a tattoo remover service also. Okay. So yeah, like I said, it was. That's what it was, and I think it was stupid, but I think it might have been tunnel vision. I don't know what to call it. It could have been closed-minded, but I couldn't. It just, at that point, it was so opposite, right? Like, I'm believing for my marriage. I get pregnant. He tells me my marriage is over if I have this baby, and I decide to have it. Because I just knew God was going to come through for me, babe.
What the hell? So what
I don't
really
know,
got
babe.
Divorce?
But that's what I'm saying, babe.
Like
but you didn't.
There was a devil behind me talking about, let's go.
Babe, but that's what I'm saying. But you didn't. And that's what makes it all so powerful.
You know why I didn't? Full disclosure? Listen, full disclosure, goddammit. We don't talk about highlights. We talk about lowlights over here. You know the only reason why I didn't get the divorce? Because I thought you were going to put my child support?
Because God didn't let you. God didn't let you.
Anyway, so what happened? We broke up and we still living together?
So I remember I remember it so vividly. You literally said it, I responded, you got up and you went to the room. I thought you were gonna leave, but you just went to the room and you never left the house.
That was stupid as shit.
So when you threatened me, did you really think I was gonna have the abortion, or did you know, like, yo, she's not gonna have an abortion?
I was really hoping you had an abortion.
Okay, let me put a spin to it. Today, do you still wish I would have had the abortion?
I mean, sometimes.
Why?
Cause ladies, this is a freaking zoo in this house. This is crazy. This is a lot.
But you like it. Imagine if your house was mad boring.
I mean,
you want it to be boring. You want your house to be quiet.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm just really emotional. I don't know.
Sometimes
I really want it to be quiet, and then sometimes I get bored when it's quiet, and sometimes it's too much.
But that's good to know, babe, that sometimes you do want it to be quiet, because I can make that happen. You know, like, I can. Like, it doesn't have to always be loud. It doesn't always have to be quiet. There's times where it can be quiet. But that's good to know. And if you ever feel like, hey, Eleni, today's a day where I need the house to be quiet, then I can make that happen.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I don't think that's far-fetched. Like, after all, if you need to find peace in a moment, then everybody shut up. I don't think that's a problem, you know? But yeah, so that was that. And Kevin stayed, and I went on with my pregnancy. And, you know, we were quote-unquote broken up, but we weren't, right? Because we were married. But I don't think we were actively, I guess, together at this point. I think we went back to separation. You went back to to the affair. And then down the line, so this happened in August. And then down the line,
No, I just had to regroup, and I had to just like, all right, bet. She said she's not gonna have the abortion, so I'm like, shit. So now I just gotta like revise my plans and my POV and shit, and then that's when, you know, not immediately. Obviously, it took me a little bit, but then like I just had to come to the realization that this is exactly what it is. So I had to play the game, man. I had to play the game, and luckily, what Moneybag said. You feel me? I got a full receipt. Can we see what he says verbatim?
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing. No, not the next thing. That's not how we transition.
The next. So let me say something. So. Just one last question. Like, if you wanted this marriage so badly and you wanted it to work, like, just one more time explain to me. So why didn't you have the abortion? Like you were playing. It's like you playing chicken. Like it's like that game Chicken, where like the cars are going like this, and the chicken is whoever moves out the way.
Yeah.
That's what you were playing. Like.
I think that I believed God so much that He was gonna come through. Right, I believe, and it sounds dumb, right? But I believed God more than anything that He was gonna come through on what I wanted, and I couldn't imagine, right? And what I kept repeating to myself was, I can't imagine God, because, right? If you believe in the Bible, you believe that God put this baby in me, right? So if He put this baby in me, there's no way that I'm supposed to get rid of the baby. And it could have been a test. Like, if you're really Christian, if you really believe in the Bible, if you're really Christian and you really believe in the Bible, it could have been a test, right? And that's what I took it. I took it as, yo, am I going to believe God? So God put this baby in me. Am I going to believe that He's going to restore my marriage no matter what?
Well, the only reason why you were able to use the bathroom is because my warranty was good, and I made sure I got a full refund when I gave it back to the streets.
Cha-ching, bitches! God made... Oh, sorry. So, yeah, basically that's what it is. I mean, I was believing God for my marriage. If God is the one who decides that there's going to be a baby in me, how is it that I'm going to be like, yo, I'm going to have an abortion, but I still want my marriage? I know it sounds counterintuitive. Is that how you say it? I don't know. It sounds completely doesn't make any sense. But deep down in my heart, it was like, yo, I really can't. I can't go two different ways, And at the end, I'm glad Quest is here, and it worked out. It worked out what I believed it was gonna work out. How I believed it is. I think that right now this has definitely surpassed my expectations and what I wanted. We always have room for growth, not because we're not good, but because we always have room for growth. So, I'm happy I didn't have the abortion, and I'm even happier I got my man back. Cause I have warranty in the streets. I got my full refund.
So what happened after that?
Alright, babe, we're at 30. We're like an hour in, so we gotta kind of. We're like halfway done though. That's good. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So life happened. I was still serving Kevin as a wife, even though he was having an affair. I was just literally pushing through all of that. Cooking.
How long did I have this affair for after you stood for your marriage?
After Quest, so I found out about Quest. 2000. Wait, Quest turned 1 here, right? Yeah, he turned 1 here. So maybe a year. So Quest, so yeah, I think you had the affair for like a year. So I got pregnant. No, obviously the baby grew, shit happened. So come December was kind of when you got a new job.
That's when I went from rags to riches.
That's when you went from rags to riches. You got a new job. It was a really good job. It was a doorman job paying really good money. And that was kind of like when you started insinuating and, like throwing little things out there. Just kind of... So I think you were with her for maybe a year and a half then. Just throwing things out there, just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of like putting shit out there about changing your ways, I guess. I don't know, like making life work for everybody. And that was my mom that called me, by the way. You know, just saying, yo, I got this job. Life is gonna change for everybody. And you weren't very clear about what that meant. I remember you sitting down and having a few conversations with me, like, yo, life is gonna change. You know, like, you gotta get your shit together, Lainey. And I'm a little dumb. I didn't really know what that meant. But I know that one of the conditions that you gave me was that I had to get a job after Quest was born. And I think that you getting that job was kind of like the beginning of Quest's name. Like, that was kind of like the beginning of, I don't know, like, maybe that was like you getting a little taste of happiness.
I mean, I don't know. The name was very random, but I guess like the definition of it, like the totality of his name, I might have like figured that out while I was at work. I was working these like graveyard shifts at that job. I would literally sit down and just watch.
I remember.
And shit, the movies, all the latest movies and shit. Like, we were like in Soho, ain't nothing going down. And everything was locked, you know. So I make sure that if there's a fire, I gotta call 911. That's it. You know what I mean? I think that's when his name came along, and I think just having that job and getting paid, you know, cool and stuff, like it just gave me a different perspective at the time. And because of that, I was able to kind of see what really mattered in my life and what I really wanted to, I guess, like, kind of, you know, put in my life, you know what I mean? And I had to kind of realize that, you know, I like, to be honest, full disclosure, like, I could have, you know, picked, obviously, either one of us, we could have picked either direction we wanted to go to. I just had a little bit of advantage where I had a little bit of, you know, some choices or whatever. And I've said this, you know, full disclosure, like, I was really happy before, you know, prior and stuff. And I think I was just happy because I just wanted to feel like I was happy, you know what I mean? I don't know if I was that per se, because it's kind of weird for you to, you know, have an affair with somebody and, you know, you have a bunch of kids with your wife or whatever the fuck, you know. I just couldn't come to terms with that. I can say right now, you know, I guess this is a highlight, right? I can say, like, I didn't want to be like my dad or some shit like that. But I don't think that's really, I don't think that's my purpose. I think all my kids, they kind of need me, and I just need to find out how I can be accessible to them. I'm a little bit too selfish for that shit. You know, I'm a megalomaniac, you know, so it's really hard for my kids to, like, top my attention and shit like that. But, you know, I have my own ways, and I'm pretty sure they all know, you know, that I love the fuck out of them. I know that for sure, and, you know, there's respect there. Could be fear, but, you know, I you know, it's definitely a form of respect. So,
I think it's definitely respect, yeah.
I think it's just like I really want to be in my kid's life, like, all jokes aside, like, I really do want to be in my kid's life. And just, like, growing up, man, like, niggas is not 20 years old no more, bro, you feel me? Like, just growing up, like, you just, like, luckily I figured out at a very young age that I want to be cuffed up, and I like being in relationships, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the super independent ass dude like that, so I just picked the one that was perfect for me, and
babe.
And, you know, this is where we're at, and, you know, we got these kids to raise, and, you know, that's Quest Harmony
in a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
So quick fun fact, can I?
Please.
His name Harmony came while you were at work, but Quest didn't come till after he was born.
So we had his middle name first.
Yeah, we had his middle name first. Remember, I got you a notebook because you wanted a notebook.
I remember that.
And I remember it was like in the middle of the book somewhere, like on the top corner on the right side. Yeah. It was Harmony with a question mark. And I don't know where that notebook is. I wish I had it. Yeah, but go on, sorry. I cut you off at a deep part, babe. I'm so sorry.
No. No, yeah. I remember that. I do remember us naming him when he was born, kind of something like that. It was kind of a lot of pressure. Because a lot of pressure because one, it has to be with the letter K, and then two, it has to be 5 letters. So it's like tough. Like I'm over here looking up for like the craziest things. You know what I mean? Because I know my kids' names is fine. Like I know, you know.
Yeah,
so
everybody says that too.
I want to stay with the trend, and you know that's me. Like that's me naming them.
And I was like, yo, I'm not naming him. I don't know, like, you don't want him? Okay, but I'm not naming him. Yeah. And, like, Harmony, you said, no, I want Harmony to be his middle name. But I was like, hey, I'm not naming him. I gave birth to him. I'm like, I'm not naming him. And I remember on the hospital bed, you were on the phone. I don't even think you had carried him, but you're on the phone just searching. And, you know, you came up with the name.
I think my nephew, he had a kid, and his kid name was like, it's like Quinn, something like that. So like, I think he gave me like some type of like Quinn, and I was just searching that joint.
Quinn is definitely younger than Quest, by the way.
So you know, well, welcome to the Full Disclosure Podcast, where we might lie and we definitely do exaggerate. Tune in at the Guala Brand on YouTube.
That was hilarious.
So when you searched, did you do any searching? Like,
damn, I cut you off, babe. You were talking about being a dad and being there for your kids, and you know.
I think I said it. Like, yeah, I just like I want to be here for my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be like my dad. You know, my dad. I think he has like a ton of kids. You know, I definitely have a lot of siblings out there, a lot of step brothers and sisters and shit. And you know, he's just living his life, which. Like, I'm not mad at him. Like, you know, I have, you know, I pay child support, and I understand. Like, I was mad at in the moment I was mad the way it happened, but I get it, man. Like, I'm from New York, and I'm really from New York, and like, I'm from New York City, not this state, and over there it's like you're hustling and you're getting hustled, man. Point blank, there's nothing around it. You know what I mean? And you know, I got hustled one time. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. So, So yeah, so me wanting to be here for the kids, is you know, as I get older, it just becomes more fulfilling, and it just becomes like it makes. I think that's what like the meaning of life is. You know, being with your family, raising a family, and evolving and growing with your family. Like, you know, before I was living for my first name, now I'm living for my last. That's the biggest difference. You know what I mean? So like when I said these names, like you know, I know you're a college graduate and stuff, but was your vocabulary like? In your lexicon, did you understand those names?
I mean, no. Harmony, I knew harmony had to do with music, right? But I looked it up, and there were a few definitions, and the definition that stood out to me the most, and that I was like, this is the definition I want to adopt, was the perfect tune of happiness. So it's like, you know, I guess when you play an instrument, or when you play a song, or when you hear a song, whatever, it's the perfect tune, right? So I added happiness to it. So it was like the perfect tune of happiness.
Yeah, so it was written that me and you wanted to be happy.
I would say so, right? I mean, yeah. And then the quest part is, you know, searching. I think at that point, well, I don't know. I'll ask you, like, did you want to be happy with me? Like, was it like us? Like, what was it at that point? Because it was a very, very weird time in our life where we just had a kid, but you were having an affair. Yeah. Actually, when he was... No, you actually... So you were... Now that I remember, you were having an affair. But you broke up with her in February. So he was born at the end of January, and you broke up with her in February. So, like, when he was born or at that time or whatever, like, what were you going through?
Man, like I said, man, I just had to go back and just put the pieces together because, like, I was invested into my affair. You know what I mean? Like, I was really invested, like, emotionally, and like, the reason why I think it's an affair is because I gave this person more time than I gave you and my family. You know what I mean? So I was, like, I invested a lot of time in here, and, you know, it was tough because this is somebody's feelings now that's involved. You know, this person was definitely invested into me in you know, all the way. You feel me? So I had to kind of, you know, I had to play the villain for a little bit, and obviously, you know, this person was just a little bit younger than me. They kind of didn't understand where I was coming from, and it was like, you know, how do I play the villain the right way? You know what I mean? And it blew up on me. You know what I mean? It really blew up on me. The chemical experiment, this shit blew up on me, and it was kind of crazy. So I was just trying to find a way to cash in on this refund.
So wait, you broke up with her. So this goes back to your memory stuff. So you broke up with her. You didn't have the car yet, though.
I did.
No, when Quest was born, you didn't have the car. You were trying to get the car. And that's when you pulled your little, put the name under your, one thing under your name, one thing under hers. And I'm like, again, I'm not doing that. But you went back to her so she can put so you can put the car under her name. Mm-hmm. So you like, Quest was born, you broke up, and then you went back to her so you can get the car. All while Quest was a little baby.
I had to lock it in.
I had to lock it in.
If I didn't lock it in,
that's literally what it was. You were like, literally, like, yo, Lainey, I'm gonna get back with her. And in my head, I'm like, what in the world? You know how? Like, what?
Because you gotta understand, like, first of all, like, it's like full disclosure, like, I couldn't articulate it the right way, like, and at the same time, you gotta keep it real with yourself. Like, I don't think you were listening to what I was saying. I think you was just like
standing my ground. Yes.
Yeah, but like, I was really trying to like tell you, like, yo, just play along for a little bit. Like, we got it. Like, I just didn't know how to articulate that, but like, I knew where I wanted it to be. Obviously, it's just I didn't know how to tell you the right way. Now that, you know, I'm a little bit older, I could definitely get my point across. You know, now that I want to be a podcast, we gotta learn how to orientate better. So, yeah. So we made it happen. I think I just, like, seriously, I just had to lock it in. I had to really, you know, I had to get back my debt to society or whatever the fuck. And then, you know, I made it work. You know, did I not make it work?
You made it work because we here, right? That's what you mean.
That's what I'm saying. We made it work. Like, Like, I don't think we've been in an uncomfortable situation yet out here.
No, I think there's been a lot of growth.
I'm bitching right now. Like, I got stopped by the police today. We're in Texas, and they took my whole freaking sack, bro. Like, I'm mad, bro. Now I gotta pay them $150. You know what I mean? So I lost a couple of dollars right there. But like, we're not in an uncomfortable state.
No, I think that from the moment we stepped foot in Texas. Wait, no, wait, hold on, pause it, babe. So we
get to Texas.
We get to Texas. We're not. Nah, I think that from the minute we stepped foot in Texas, we've been on a path of growth in every way, financially, emotionally, honestly, relationship wise, individually. I think you've grown in an extreme way. I've grown as well. I think that we've set, you know, a lot of plans and stuff. Yeah. So we are definitely searching for the perfect tune of happiness.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what we've been doing the whole time, and you know, we're gonna continue to do that. I think we should wrap it up, babe. I think this is really good. We legit have a script, and we stick to this topic. This was good. This was all because of the producer of the show and my wife at the Mr. Arguello on Instagram. I guess any wrapping up in conclusion, I guess, you know, what does happiness look like? Well, we're still in the quest for harmony. So we like, what does it look like? It looks like us being together and growing together and making all these financial sound decisions and creating financial wealth for our last name. So what does it look like? Give us like 10 more years and we'll let you know. Quest being born, like, did it change like the status of our marriage? I think when I accepted Quest and I accepted how fertile you are, I think it really does change the status of our marriage, and it just shows that at any given time that I feel lonely, I could just have sex with you and we can have some more kids. Okay? I do love you. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining us.
I thought you were saying I do love you to me.
Thank you guys. I do. I am saying this. I'm not saying there's probably one person. Hi, Kat. What's up? Probably one person listening to us, but no, I do.
Wait, Catherine is my friend Catherine, right?
That's hilarious. So I do appreciate you, and I do love you. I really do appreciate the time you took out to produce, you know, the show and stuff. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna try to go get this money. I hope you guys are too. This has been the Full Disclosure Podcast, and we out.